Hello, welcome back to another episode of Cloud Structure. Today we are going to learn about the domain account. So, my name is Amarnath Mishra and I warmly welcome all of you to our channel, that is Blue Crest College BCC Broadcast. See, today we are going to learn about a domain structure, that is a domain client. Generally what happens in every environment, in a business environment, everywhere we require a domain structure because it is centralized structure, scalable, secure. So in a cloud environment we need a domain account so that we can access from the client side, because there are two structures are there. One is called domain controller and another side is the domain client systems, from where the user access the domain objects. For the configuration of domain structure in a cloud environment, we'll first check the connectivity of the node in the cloud, that is we will ping first. So here we will ping 10.0.0.1, and you can see that we have a proper reply from the node, and we will also check the connectivity between the other node, that is 10.0.0.2, and here also we are getting the reply from the node 2. So we will take now remote desktop connections of the cloud system. So now, so it is 10.0.0.2 and we will take the remote connection, and you can see that it is asking for the credential. We'll provide the credential. So we can see that the credential is proper and it is letting me to get into the system. So you can see that the remote desktop connection is already providing to take the remote connection. So already the console has came to the system. Now you can see the dashboard of the server. So here is the cloud system and we will configure the system now. So it is the server manager is getting ready. So this is the dashboard of a server in the cloud system, and now we will connect to the server where we want to configure the domain structure. So we have here the server is already there. So here you can see that a lot of systems are there in the cloud structure, and within that we'll start a server for the configuration of domain structure, that is in the cloud, and this is the server for the cloud, and simultaneously we will also start the node for the client so that we can prepare a domain structure. So we'll start a domain client. So you can see that we'll start this one also. We'll connect to the interface, that is the console. We'll take the console over here. So there are two systems are there. One is for the server environment and one is for the client environment. So this is my server and this is my client. So client is also getting ready and server is also getting ready so that we can do the configuration. So system is booting. You can see that the system is getting booting, and here also server is also getting ready. So once it is getting ready, we will configure the domain structure. That means a client will be prepared over here to configure with the domain controller, and domain client will be configured. So client system is getting ready. So we'll log into the system, and initially it is been configured with the local administrator. You can see that the local administrator is there. So we'll log in with the local administrator first. So it is logging with the local administrator in the client system. Later on we will be able to see that the system will be able to log in with the domain users. Now we'll move to the server also, and server is also getting ready. So we'll log in with the server. So you can see that it is already in the Bluecrest domain environment, that is Bluecrest/administrator. So we'll log in here with the administrative credential. So it is logging in We have provided the credential and it has logged in. Here also it is logging in. So this is my server. It is already configured with the domain controller. So we'll move to the dashboard of the server. So here is the dashboard, that is server manager. So first thing we need to check with the server over here, that is it should be configured with the strong password. It is also configured with the roles and services, and it should be configured as a domain controller, and it is configured with the DNS address also. So we'll check these things before we join a client system to the domain controller. That means it will become a member of domain controller, that is domain client. So we'll go to the local server and we'll check the details of the server details. By the meantime, we will also check the client system. So you can see the client is already logged in, and we will check the status of the client. So we'll go to the system properties and we'll check whether it is in the configuration is there or not. So we'll change here. We'll provide the name, a valid name of the client. So we'll go for change and we'll provide here client 4, and we'll check the stale records of DNS, because we should not be configured any DNS stale records. So it has been already configured. So we'll move to the system and we'll restart the system, because the changes will take place after restarting. So we'll restart the system, and by the meantime we'll also configure the server. So over here you can see that when we come to the domain server, in the local server you can see that the name of the domain is blocrest.com, and the IP, it is already configured with the IP address, that is 10.0.0.70, and it is connected with the 70 IP address. So we'll check the connectivity with the client also, so that it can be able to join to the domain controller. Before we join the domain client to the domain controller, we will first check the status. So we'll move to the dashboard, and over here in the server manager we'll go to the tools tab, and then we'll move to the Active Directory users and computers. When we come to the Active Directory users and computers, in the domain structure we will check with the computer tab. When we come to the computer account, you can see that there is no account has been created till now. The moment we join the domain client, it will be prompted over here, it will reflect over here. So we will also check the DNS address over here for the client system, whether it is reflecting or not. So initially when we check the DNS, we'll go to the tools and we'll come to the DNS. In the forward lookup zone, if we see there is no information of client system. So you can see that it is blocrest.com in the domain, that is DNS records. In the host record, there is no information has been captured for the client system. So now we will join the client to the domain controller so that the record will be created. So let us move to the client system. So this is my client system, and we'll log in over here from the local administrator. So that is, so we have given the credential and it is logging in. By the meantime, we will have a user account, that is the user can be able to join the client system to the domain controller. So now we will configure the IP address first. So for configuration of IP address, we'll go to the network sharing center, that is cpa.cpl, and when we come to the network sharing center, we'll check the IP address first and we'll check the connectivity also. So we'll change the IP address first. So TCP IP version 4 properties will provide the IP address, that is 10.0.0.71, and subnet mask will be 255.255.0.0, and DNS will be 10.0.0.70, which is already in the domain controller. So now we'll close this and we will check the connectivity of this server. We will check the connectivity of the client and server. We'll move to the CMD prompt, and in the command prompt we'll check the connectivity by pinging the server. So now we'll ping the system, that is the the server, that is 10.0.0.70, and we'll check that whether it is replying or not. So we can see that the reply is coming properly and it is responding properly. So now we will join this client system to the domain controller. So what we will do, we will go to the systems, and you can see there this PC, that is the computer which is prompting me over here. We'll go to right click. When we go to the properties, when we come to the properties, here you can see that it is prompting me with the details of the computers. So we'll go to change settings. When we come to the change settings, we'll go for the change option, we'll select the change tab, and now we will move to the domain name. So here you can see that the member of domain name and work group. So already it is in the work group. So now we are going to change to the domain structure. So we'll select the domain name, and here we will provide the name of the domain that is in the server. So we'll check the server domain name, and you can see here it is configured as a blowcrest.com. So this is the domain name of which we are going to join this client system to the domain controller. So this will become a domain client, and within the domain structure. So we'll provide blowcrest.com, and we will hit OK. And if it is everything is fine, it will prompt me with the credential. So this credential will be required for the domain controller user. So here we will provide the user, that is the administrator. By default it will be there. So we'll provide administrator. So we'll provide the username, that is administrator, and password, that is administrator at blowcrest.com, and the credential, that is the administrator credential, will provide. So once the credential is provided, it will log in. So you can see that it has already prompted me with the welcome pop-up, that is it has already successfully joined the domain controller. So once we hit enter OK, it will restart again for the effect of changes. So it will take change by restarting the computer. So it is restarting because after restarting it will take the effect that it has already joined the domain controller. That means it became now a domain client. So if we want to check the effect, we'll move to the server, and once it is restarting, after that it will show me with the domain information. So it has already booted the system. Now if we log in, we'll be able to see that it has already joined to the domain controller. So you can see that the signing to Bluecrest, that is the domain information, has pop up. So now we can put the username and password. Whoever is in the domain controller user, that can be able to log in from the client system. So this effect will also check in the server. So we'll move to the server. So now if we refresh here, it is only not information has been uploaded, that is the host record. So we will also reload this one. We'll refresh it, and we can see that the 71 has already pop up, that is the client information has now updated in the DNS structure also. Similarly, we will also check the information in the domain controller, that is the computer account. We'll go to the tools. In the dashboard, we'll go to the server manager, then tools, then we'll move to the Active Directory users and computers. In Active Directory users and computers, when we move to the computer tab, that is the computer account, we can see the client information, that is client 4 has already joined to the domain controller, and we can see the details of the client. So we'll right click on the computer account, that is client 4. We'll move to the properties, and we can see that the information in the general tab, we can see that the name of the client computer is client 4, and the DNS name is client4.blowcrest.com, that is the FQDN of the client system. We can also check in the operating system tab. We can see that the operating system is Windows 10 Professional, and the version is 10.0, and it is the member of domain computers. So the details has already been updated in the domain controller system, and the DNS has been also updated with the host record of the client computer. So this is the structure how the client system works in a cloud environment. That is, in the cloud, what happens whenever we configure the domain controller, simultaneously we need to also configure the client computer, so that the user of the domain controller can be able to log in from the client systems. So I hope you have learned that how to configure a domain structure. Within that domain structure you have seen that how to configure the client systems and to join the client computers to the domain controller, because all the client users will access from the client system. So user account will be residing, the user account will be created on the domain controller and it will be accessed from the client side. So you have seen that how we have configured that client systems for the domain environment in a cloud structure. So if you want to learn more about these kind of technologies like domain controller, DNS, DHCP, server, client, so please visit to our college, Blue Crest College, 77 Wilkinson Road, Freetown. Thank you.